Welcome to Jump Into the Pipeline, the podcast where we align people, purpose, and possibility. I'm Kim McCarthy, and who? Pixie Blue, that's who. And today's episode is deeply personal. It's about evolution, perspective, and the quiet guidance that led me to shift my professional mission in a direction I didn't expect. And now I wouldn't live without. Are you ready to jump in? Let's go. A long time ago, I asked my son a simple question, one that most parents ask at some point, and that is, what do you want to do when you grow up? And his answer surprised me in its clarity and wisdom. He said, I want a life, not a career. And that line stuck with me. Not because it was defiant or dismissive, but because it's true. I carried that answer with me for years, especially during the moments when I felt like my own career was stalling. Not failing, just stalling. And you know that feeling. You're working, you're producing, you're achieving things, but something feels off. The engine's running, but the wheels aren't turning quite the same. And that's when I started to take stock. I didn't throw everything away or hit the panic button. I simply began observing, comparing my daily activities to the business and life I truly wanted to build. Here's what I noticed. My goals weren't dramatically different. I still wanted to make money, grow my business, and support others, but it was my intention that had shifted. It used to be make money while making an impact. But now it's become make an impact and the money will follow. And that may seem like a minor word flip, but it was a seismic shift in energy. I realized something else. And this is something I've always told my clients. Do what you love and the money will follow. And yet, I wasn't doing that as fully as I could. So I took my own advice. I began exploring not just how I worked, but why I work. I started asking myself very sincere and deep questions like, what drives me? What fills me up? What expands me? What makes me feel good? And that's when the spiritual piece came in. And we're not talking about religion. We're talking about alignment. We're talking about intentional energy, soul contracts, quantum intuition. What I'm talking about is an unseen thread that connects what we do to who we are. I believe we're all born with a calling. And we get so caught up in achievement, like status and revenue, title, output, goals, objectives, that we forget the deeper assignment. So now I'm integrating that spiritual work into the heart of the pipeline strategies. This doesn't mean I've abandoned business strategy. It's actually quite the opposite. I'm doubling down on it. I am doubling down on business strategy with clarity and with intention. With that understanding, the impact doesn't just come from grinding harder. It comes from being aligned with your values and your energetic gifts. And for me, that includes continuing to build platforms that help others launch their work, supporting caregivers, creatives, and other professionals through our procurement partner programs and caregiving through the pipeline. And coaching not just on resumes and interviews, but soul work, manifestation, and energetic alignment, because it all goes hand in hand. So what am I doing now? I'm still here, helping others create opportunities and platforms where they can make an impact. But I'm doing it through a new lens, one that balances practical strategy with spiritual insight, one that lets the universe co-lead the project plan. I'm creating tools, content, and conversations that help people go deeper, not just wider. Because when we do what we're called to do, we create a ripple that transforms not just careers, but communities and the people in them. If you've been feeling stuck, maybe it's not a lack of motivation. Maybe it's your soul calling for something more aligned. Maybe it's not about chasing more, but being more. So here's your invitation. Take a moment this week to ask yourself, not what do I do, but why do I do it? Ask yourself, why do I do it? Were you making impact without even realizing it? And where could a little bit of intentional spiritual alignment unlock something massive? I'd love to help you explore that. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes where I'll be sharing tools, stories, and energy practices to support your growth, both professionally and personally. Because like my son said, we weren't meant to chase careers. We were meant to live lives. I love that. Beautiful, meaningful, abundant lives. And when we build them with purpose, the pipeline strategies always carry us to the overnight. Thanks for tuning in. This is Kim McCarthy and Pixie Blue with Jump Into the Pipeline podcast. Let's keep rising in strategy and in spirit.